Arthur Miles never expected to feel embarrassed sitting in his doctor's office at the age of 70. He had seen Dr. Patel for years, through knee surgery, blood pressure scares, and routine checkups, but this time was different. He sat with his hands clasped tightly, staring at the floor, wondering whether to say the question out loud. It felt ridiculous, maybe even shameful, yet it gnawed at him every night. When Dr. Patel came in with his familiar warm smile and a clipboard in hand, Arthur cleared his throat. "Doc," he began, "this might sound, well, it might sound strange, but I need to ask, what really happens if a man my age still, does it?" The words hung in the air like a secret too heavy to carry. Dr. Patel didn't laugh. Instead, he pulled up a chair, set the clipboard aside, and leaned forward. "You're not the first to ask, Arthur, and you shouldn't feel ashamed. Let me tell you the truth about it, because too many people your age are confused or misled." Arthur nodded slowly, relief washing over him. He braced himself for whatever answer was coming. "The first thing," Dr. Patel said, "is that masturbation at 70 is not dangerous in itself. In fact, it can be healthy. Your body still produces hormones when you're aroused, just not as much as when you were younger. Those hormones, dopamine, oxytocin, lift your mood and calm anxiety. Many of my older patients who remain sexually active, even on their own, feel less lonely, less depressed. So if you're worried it's unnatural, it isn't. It's one way your body reminds you you're still alive." Arthur let out a breath he didn't know he was holding. For months he'd feared he was indulging in something wrong, even risky. Yet here was his doctor telling him it could help. "But," Dr. Patel continued, raising a finger, "there are things you should know. Your heart and blood vessels are not what they used to be. During arousal, your heart rate rises, your blood pressure spikes temporarily. For most healthy men, that's harmless. But if you have heart disease, blocked arteries, or uncontrolled hypertension, that strain can trigger chest pain, or worse. That's rare, but it's why I tell my older patients, if you can walk up 2 flights of stairs without gasping, your heart can probably handle sexual activity, alone or with a partner." Arthur thought of the stairs in his house. He usually made it up without stopping, though sometimes he had to catch his breath. His mind filed the doctor's words away with quiet seriousness. "There's also the issue of your prostate," Dr. Patel went on. "At your age, the prostate gland naturally enlarges. Regular ejaculation through sex or masturbation may actually help. It keeps the gland active and may reduce discomfort. But if you ever notice pain, blood in your semen, or difficulty urinating, you must come see me. Don't assume it's just age." Arthur shifted in his chair. He remembered nights when urinating felt slow, when he had to stand longer than he wanted. He dismissed it as an inconvenience, not a symptom. Now he wasn't so sure. Dr. Patel's tone softened. "Another thing people your age don't talk about is skin fragility. Your skin becomes thinner, circulation slower. That can make irritation more likely. It's harmless in the sense that it won't kill you, but it can cause soreness if you're not gentle. Some men come in worried because they notice redness or swelling after. Usually, it's nothing serious, but it's your body's way of saying, 'Slow down.'" Arthur gave a half smile. "That's not the advice I got when I was 20. The doctor chuckled. "True enough, but 70 is not 20. Adapting is part of surviving." Dr. Patel leaned back, choosing his next words carefully. "Here's something else: emotional health. At 70, many people feel ashamed of needing touch or pleasure. They think it's childish or dirty, or that society expects them to be done with all that. That shame is more dangerous than the act itself. Shame isolates you, makes you feel broken. The truth is, intimacy, whether shared or alone, is part of being human at every age. Denying it can actually worsen loneliness and depression, which we know shortens life." Arthur's eyes prickled. He thought of the nights since his wife passed, the long hours of silence in the house, the ache in his chest that no television could fill. Sometimes his own touch was the only comfort left. To hear that it wasn't a weakness but a lifeline lifted a weight he had carried quietly for years. "There is one more important point," Dr. Patel said. "Medications. Many men your age take drugs for blood pressure, diabetes, or heart disease. Some of those medicines can affect libido or erections. Others, if combined with stimulants or enhancement drugs, can cause dangerous drops in blood pressure. So if you ever consider supplements or prescriptions to boost performance, You must tell me first. Don't hide it. Too many men end up in emergency rooms because they mixed pills they thought were harmless. Arthur nodded, his mind replaying the advertisements he had seen late at night. The bottles in the pharmacy promising renewed vigor. He had been tempted once or twice, but never bought them. Now he knew why that hesitation had saved him. Dr. Patel looked at him with a small smile. So to answer your question, what really happens if you still masturbate at 70? For most men, nothing bad at all. In fact, it can keep you healthier in body and mind. But it must be done with awareness, listening to your heart, watching for symptoms, respecting the limits of your body now. It's not the act itself that's dangerous. It's ignoring the signs when your body tells you something is wrong. Arthur sat in silence, absorbing every word. The embarrassment that had weighed on him when he walked in was gone. In its place was a quiet understanding, even a kind of pride. He wasn't clinging to something shameful. He was simply continuing to be human. As he left the office, stepping into the crisp afternoon air, Arthur felt lighter. The world around him, children running across the street, cars honking, the chatter of strangers, seemed more vibrant than before. He realized that his question, awkward as it had been, had given him more than medical advice. It had given him permission to live honestly, even in the most private parts of himself. That night, as he sat by the window with the moon hanging low above the rooftops, Arthur thought of his wife and whispered into the quiet, "You'd probably laugh at me for asking the doctor that." He smiled to himself, the shame gone, replaced by a gentle peace. For the first time in years, Arthur didn't feel like an old man breaking rules. He felt like a man still learning truths about his body, his heart, and the fragile, enduring thread of life that ran through them both. Would you like me to make the next story on this theme more dramatic with multiple elderly patients, each revealing their experiences, or keep it focused on one character's intimate journey like Arthur's?